God, I'm not gonna have sex with anybody anymore. People, when they start having sex, first thing, they getting intimacy. They don't have affinity. I felt like my relationships with people was always like kind of like transactional. Back in the day, I used to smoke weed. We used to drink a lot. Some people gonna get used. Some people gonna get abused.
All right, guys. I want to introduce today's guest by playing this tune, and you're gonna figure out where this guy's from.
If you know, you know. Oh. Oba, oba, oba.
Let's go. Okay, guys, today I have Thiago, my friend. He's a personal trainer. Obviously, he's from Brazil.
What up, guys?
We recently met, we connected. He's a nice guy, great energy, and he's got a lot of stories. We started chatting, and I told him about the Hero's Journey, the podcast, and came out with a lot of things that I wanted to dive a little bit deeper. So we organized this, and I'm happy that you came here, brother.
I'm thrilled to be here as well. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming.
And yeah, I'm so excited about our conversation, about our time together. Feel it's gonna come out like great stories. Yeah, let's do it. Let's roll.
So I usually start from like the beginning, and obviously you're from Brazil. We just said that.
Yeah.
What part of Brazil are you from? I'm a huge fan of Brazil.
I'm from the best part of Brazil, Rio de Janeiro. Shout out to my hometown. 021. Yeah, Rio.
What's that?
It's the area code.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what part of Brazil? Because I know Brazil is big. I've been there. Like it's huge.
Bro,
what is it?
I'm not good with like geography, but like Rio is like a coast city. You know, it's a very developed city. Has waterfalls, has mountains, has beach. It has a big like financial area. You know, it's a very tourist city. Everything around like tourism and party, pretty much.
How is growing up in Rio de Janeiro, bro? For someone that been there as a tourist but hasn't lived the life, give us like an introduction.
Growing up in Rio de Janeiro was very cool. You know, I used to live in a complex, in a condo, 26 buildings, 4 floors each building. Like, oh man, that was like a lot of kids, and we used to spend the whole day outside. I mean, we used to go to school, of course. We used to go to school 7 a.m., coming back at 12, and then after that, like playing soccer, trying at least, like, you know, playing all sorts of games, biking around, fighting as well, you know, like trying to go out to places and, you know, going to the beach as well, going to malls by ourselves without our parents knowing that we were going to places as well, because our parents were working. Yeah, it was good. You know, I grew up with a lot of friends around me, and I felt like it was always like surrounded by kids older and younger than me. So it was like a very good experience. I wouldn't trade that for anything.
Did you have like siblings?
I do have an older sibling, my sister.
Okay.
Her name's Paula. She's 46.
What's up, Paula?
I think so. What's up, sis? Yeah.
So you grew up like being very active, friends.
Yeah. I did a lot of sports. I did capoeira, I did jiu-jitsu, I did surfing, I did skateboarding, I did acting as well.
Oh. You wanted to be an actor?
I really wanted.
Telenovela?
Yeah, bro. I grew up, so the area where I grew up was 5 minutes driving from the biggest TV channel of the country.
Which is?
Called Global. So I've met a lot of people from abroad, Rio, from like other states that came into my city. They were trying to make it. Trying to make it like as an actor, as a singer, as a dancer. So it was like a very like good exchange with people from other states as well. That was sick. That was like so good, man. People from everywhere.
Yeah, it's international.
Yeah, yeah. And we were like locals, you know what I mean? Like people respect us because we're from the area. So it was like sick. Because imagine like you grew up in an area that people were coming from different states because they wanted to be there and they didn't know anything. And we know the place from on top of our hands, you know, back and forth.
Yeah.
So we used to take people like, hey, let's go to this waterfall that just the locals know. And it was, you know, it was fun. We used to, you know, I used to do a lot of like, I don't know the name in English, but it's like working as like passing behind the TV screen, like when the actors were doing extras. They call extras,
background, yeah.
Man, that was hella good because we used to like do bullshit, eat good, and meet new girls every time, and also at the end make money. So that was like a win-win.
What
situation.
movies did you, or was it like TV show?
I didn't do a lot of movies. I did a lot of like novels, so, pop opera in Brazil. I did like Chocolate com Pimenta. I did like America. That was one that people used to come to America as an immigrant and all that stuff. I did some like that's like about like a rodeo, you know, like Western style.
Yeah.
I did Malhação, which was like a big one that had like for several years, several seasons. It was cool, man. It was really cool. I loved it.
I mean, man, gives me like an idea of like you had a good life at the start, right? Like friends, things to do, nice city, a lot of things happening.
Yeah, life was good. Life always been great. My family, my mom and my dad, they always put me in like in great schools. You know, I always had best things. You know, my dad used to travel a lot back in the day. He used to work as a Navy.
Oh, wow.
So I used to spend like 4 months traveling, 2 months at home. 4 months traveling, 2 months at home. And every time he used to come home, a lot of gifts from America, from like many other like
he would come here in the States?
Yeah, he used to go to China, he used to go to America, he used to go to Europe, and he used to bring like shoes that wasn't like launched in Brazil yet.
So you were like the cool kid with American...
Yeah. I was the cool kid, but I was super young, and I was kind of like naive and a little like childish. So I wasn't the cool kid, but I was like the fool kid, I would say. Yeah, that was tough early on, but I figured it out pretty quick.
So what about school? Were you like a good student?
No, man. You're going into a very hard subject. I wasn't good in school. Because it was
boring for you, or?
It was boring. You were right. It was boring. I used to talk the whole class. I didn't have good grades, but I had always good relationships with most teachers and with the kids. But I had my rebel seasons. You know, I'd been kicked out from 3 schools.
What did you do?
Oh man. I fought. I drug trafficking stuff.
What age?
Like 13, 12, 15.
Huh.
Yeah, and I wasn't good in grades, and I was like kicked out because I was about to repeat, and one of the schools wasn't like, they didn't want to have kids that was going bad in grade, otherwise their rate in the state would go bad, so they kicked me out too.
Just to get rid of the problem maker.
Yeah, exactly. But I ended up like making it. You know, I had, as I'm saying, like I had great relationships with a lot of people, so I ended up going to like a school that was like a used to speed up the years that you lost.
Oh, so you do 2 years in one?
Yeah, 2 years in one. And that was fun, man. That was fun. And back in the day, before OnlyFans and all that stuff, I had a friend that she used to be like a pimp.
Okay.
She was married. Her husband was a friend of mine. Her brother was a friend of mine. And before OnlyFans become a thing, I used to hang out with all those girls. That was, you know.
So they were doing like webcam? No.
Bro, they were like prostitutes, pretty much.
Oh, so you were hanging out with prostitutes?
Yeah, but they kind of like escorts.
Oh, like high level
ones. Yeah, were kind of like different. They used to go to the university.
Okay.
They used to look like girls that anybody would like to date. Yeah, anybody would like to have a relationship.
But they were like, hey,
but back in the day, they had their sugar daddies.
Okay.
So yeah.
What did you like about hanging out in this environment?
It was free of judgment.
Huh.
You know, back in the day, I used to smoke weed. We used to drink a lot. It was like, you know, no rules, nonsense world. I don't regret, to be honest, because that made me who I am today. But I wouldn't want that for my daughter or for anyone's child. You know, I feel like it's a word that's, you know, people have a lot of like mental issues, health issues, and like self-esteem issues, and then like other people take advantage of those things. You know, I've seen that up close. And I feel like, yeah, I always treat people with respect, no matter what their like background. It doesn't matter if they're like, you know, the CEO, the escort, or like, you know, the doors man. I always treat everybody with the same level of like respect. But yeah, it's kind of like messed up, you know.
So like being in that environment
Yeah.
gave you like this no judgment approach
Yeah.
to interaction with people. So
Yeah, understanding that everybody has value, you know, and understanding that like, yeah, everybody has value, man. We can always like have a certain level of relationship with people. It doesn't matter like what they do, who are they,
yeah,
right? We can like for example, it doesn't matter what the person do in their job.
Yeah.
If you're just their friend, or if you're just like a person that interact with them for like, you know, once in a while, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, or if they just your friend to go party, right? Doesn't matter. No.
Yeah. I
It
get it, man.
can, but-
You have a very open-minded approach to.
And I was like, you know, just like a youth adult, you know, messing around, trying to like have fun, party all the time, and that was good at the time.
So okay, that's your life in
Yeah.
those years. What happens after? Like where? How old are you, more or less?
This was like around like 17 to 20. Honestly, my mind is not great my memory is not great.
Okay.
Okay, it's like a blur.
Okay.
My youth.
But okay, so you're in Rio hanging out,
Yeah.
like
Imagine getting drunk, getting hammered every other day. So like, how do you think my memory is gonna be? It's like a blur. Most of the times, seriously,
the lost years.
my friends, they tell me stories that
And
I'm
you
like,
don't remember.
I don't remember. And then I saw like, oh wow, this happened. Okay, I remember this, but I don't remember all those things. Yeah, it's like, you know, that's a thing with me. It's all right, but that was.
Did you have like something that you're like, I want to do this in my life? You said acting, but was it like?
Yeah, I feel like life was always too fast for me, man. I didn't even think about like I wanted to do acting, I wanted to do sports, but I was only able to think about today. I was never able to think about the future. Future for me was like, you know, nowadays people say if you're too far in the future, you have anxiety, and if you're too far in the past, you're depressed. I was that kid. If I was like focused on the future, I used to be like so anxious, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't like think about and plan, because it would make me feel like, you know, jittery and like, man, I couldn't bear the pressure and the responsibility.
Yeah.
I always
you wanted to live in the moment.
In the moment, yeah. I lost many years living in the moment.
What? But you lived in the moment.
I did. Yeah. But, you know, no regrets. Life is full of those. I feel like sometimes the wrong routes takes to the right place.
If you're here, bro, you're meant to be
Exactly,
here, right?
exactly.
So, I mean, there's no right or wrong.
I feel like the mistakes that I made, the things that ended up not panning out in my life, brought me to the place that I am right now, made me who the person that I am today, ended up like happening, me meeting my wife, the woman, the love of my life, you know, having the family that I love and that like cherish every single day. So it's like, yeah, it didn't work out with other people. It didn't work out like living in Brazil, or being the best student in a class, or having the best job in Brazil. Yes, but like honestly, I'm fine. I think I'm alright.
I think you're alright, bro.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
so obviously, like in one point you moved to America, from Brazil to America.
Yeah.
Why and how did that happen?
So in 2013, right after my dad passed away.
Oh.
Yeah, my dad passed away in 2012, December, and 2013. But that was a plan that I always wanted to live abroad. In 2013, I lived and studied for 6 months in California, San
How
Francisco.
old were you?
Oh, man. I'm 38 now. I'm about to do 39. I don't know what age I was. 2013. Do the math, guys, over there. You guys do the math, okay? I don't remember. 20-something.
Okay.
It was fun. I worked a lot. It was the first time in my life that I worked a lot, every single day and night, and I had responsibility.
What were you doing?
I was like delivering pizzas.
Okay.
I loved it.
California?
In
where?
California, yeah. I bought like my first car with my own money. Well, yeah, with my own money, kind of. You know, because my mom gave me money to come to America.
Okay.
Right, the first time. But
Well, it was your money.
yeah, her money then become my money. I had to manage it, right? So
Yeah.
I ended up like I came, I think, with like $4,000, and I came back to Brazil 6 months later with like 5-6. So I ended up like buying a car, making money, working, and like living life on my own terms.
You moved alone here?
I moved into an Argentinian family's home. I rent a bedroom. But
San Francisco.
In San Francisco, but that was in a place called San Mateo, close to San Francisco.
San Mateo.
It's in the Bay Area. I lived with them for like a month or two, and then I ended up like meeting some people in my work that they had like a demo house. That's a story that's very funny. They had like in their backyard, they built a home, but because didn't have permits, they have to demo the house. The house was like structured, safe. Outside was all okay, but it wasn't closed. They didn't have dry walls. It was hella cold, but I was paying at the time like $200 instead of paying like 15.
But it was cold, so
it was cool. I was saving money. I wasn't, I was working from my routine back in the day in 2013. I was like waking up at 7 a.m., going to school, studying until like 12, 11 a.m.
What were you studying in school?
English as a second language.
Okay.
And then I was to go to this pizzeria that I used to work from like 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. So I was going home just to sleep, and that's it, right? So that's what I ended up doing.
Did you like doing the delivery?
Bro, I did. I was making a ton of money with tips and like plus hours, the wage that I was making per hour. It was nice.
Do you have like cool, funny stories of those moments?
Ah, man.
Were you like with the scooter or
no?
car?
I was driving like a 1991 Honda Civic that was giving me a lot of headaches. Seriously, but it was fun. One thing that America taught me was like start managing my own time and my own money, in the sense of like people here, they think by the hour. They think by the minute. At least immigrants. I don't know, like people that studies here that make money like yearly, right? A lot of people here, they say like, how much you make? Oh, 200 grand a year, 100 grand a year. Immigrants, they don't make money like that. They make money like weekly, hourly, right? Like, hey, how much you make? Oh, this week I made this much, or like I make that much per hour. That's how we see things here. And that's how like my life started like going, right? Because in Brazil, it's like the same. In America, you make money like monthly, but people don't really care. People like, they love the holidays.
Time goes slower, right?
Time goes way slower.
Here it's like so fast.
Yes. People over there waiting for Fridays. Like, oh man, can't wait until the next Friday because they party all the time. Friday, it's like, man, that's it.
Bro, there's no Friday here. You work on Saturday.
Exactly. In America, you work. Man, in America was the first time that I was working like Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, like all those like celebrating dates that people go home with their parents or their family. I was working, and that was like honestly rebuilt my character, rebuilt my way of seeing life. Because at the same time that I was sad. First time that I was here for 6 months, I was like, man, depressed. I'm like, man, I'm working this day or Christmas. Everybody's having a good time with their family. I'm here, but you know what? I'm coming out of this thing, like this situation strong, because I'm here because I want to be here. I'm making money. I'm happy. I'm like, like I'm succeeding. But came to a time that I had to come back. Okay, and then I returned to Brazil. I was doing like my university. I was studying marketing. And advertisement. And I had a girlfriend back at the time.
How was going back to Brazil after having lived here?
It was bad. I hate it.
It's a different world.
I hate it. I didn't want to be there anymore.
Yeah, it's a different world.
The first day that I arrived in Brazil, I was coming out of the airport, going into the city. I saw a kid. He actually snatched somebody's like phone from somebody's. The person was inside the bus, and the kid ran. He snatched the phone from the window, the window.
Yeah.
And then when he ran to cross the freeway, a car came and boom, hit him. He like backflipped. He fell dead. He fell dead on the floor because it was like.
That was your first time, first day.
First day back in Brazil. I was like, man, I don't want to be here. Seriously.
Do you see a lot of that stuff in Rio de Janeiro?
A lot. Depending on where you are, if you're like in a Zona Sul, or if you're in a downtown place that has a lot of tourists, place that has like a lot of working force. You see a lot of those things. You see a lot of the kids like snatching necklace, like, a lot of those things are very common. People stealing phones, all those things, or cars, like going the freeways. Thugs, they intercept the car with another car. They stop the traffic, the ongoing traffic, with like weapons, like rifles and everything, and they come like collecting things in the cars. Yeah, it's crazy too. It is like very unsafe. But on the bright side, there are some very nice areas that has a lot of like police around, and that doesn't happen very often. But still, it's like you never know what could happen when you're in Rio de Janeiro.
So you were not happy to be back?
I was not happy because I didn't want to be there. I think the way people think over there, it wasn't the way I was thinking anymore. You know what I mean? I think
Because your
outgrew
mind
the mentality.
evolved.
Yeah, my mind evolved. I was like thinking outside. I was thinking abroad. I was like, hey, I want to be, in America. I want to be in like Europe. I want to be somewhere else, not here. Because I felt like in Rio, people had like a small mindset. Not that they were small, but you know what I mean? I wanted to see things. I want to see other things that wasn't there in Brazil.
World.
Yeah, I want to see the world. I want to see other cultures.
Yeah.
That, in Rio was okay. It was good. I think I had good experience, enough experience, vast experience. I did a lot of bullshit over there, seriously. I saw the good, I saw the bad, and I got to a point that was like, hey, you know what? I need to, live abroad. But I had to finish. I finished my degree. I had a business over there that ended up like, closing after a few years. And
what was it?
I had a pet shop and a vet clinic.
No way.
Yeah.
Yours?
Yeah, it was mine and my partner. We ended up like having the business for like a year and a half.
How did it go?
Oh man, that's another long story. My partner screwed me over.
No.
So, yeah.
Was it a friend?
He was a mentor.
Fuck.
Yeah, but for many, many years, and I feel like right after I had the business, that I closed the business and everything, that's when I returned to America in 2017. And that's where my mentality changed, in a sense of like all the bad things that happened to me was for the good, not to break me. It was
maybe this guy did you a favor.
Yeah, he definitely didn't do me a favor, but he honestly, it was a very expensive lesson that I had to pay, and that's all right. I don't hate him anymore. I wish him like luck, the best of luck, but that happened, and that's all right. I made money that I lost in the first year when I got back in America, so it was like all good. You know what I mean? Like exchanging, of course we don't want to like exchanging money, because money here is different than in Brazil.
Yeah.
But God gave me like a lot of insights in that year. That year I went through a lot of I would say spiritual experiences, in a sense of like I came with a girl at the time. She ended up moving back to Brazil.
Oh, you moved with her to America?
I moved with her to America. We just met before, like a month before I moved to America. That was like a thing. She was married. She was divorced at the time. Like I recently fight with her husband, and she met me. And she was moving actually to Miami because her husband at the time was living here.
Yeah.
I met her. We dated for a week straight. She was moved with me because she was like getting rid of her stuff.
Yeah.
And then she went to Miami after a week living with me.
Yeah.
And when she moved to Miami, she got here, like 2 days later, she's like, hey, I can't be here anymore. I don't like him anymore. I want to be with you. It's like, hey, I'm going to California. You know that? You know that I'm going to that transition? She's like, yeah, I'm going with you. So, oh, okay, let's do it. We did it. It was fun. It was good. But her mind wasn't in California. You know what I mean? I feel like she was trying to run away of her own life.
Got it.
And that was like, that was a process of like learning for me, the maturity. I was maturing at the time because I had to let a girl go, even that she was like a partner. She was helping me. We used to like each other. We had good like, relationship. But I knew that wasn't the right thing. We say I am Christian. So the Holy Spirit was kind of like bugging me like, hey man, this is not right. This is not right. She's not the girl. She's not the one that you like gonna like.
How did you feel? Like you just felt it?
It's funny because like in the flesh, it was good.
Yeah.
But in the mind, in the spirit, I was like, oh man. And then what ended up happening, she ended up going back to Brazil. When she went back to visit her like birth of her nephew. Her nephew born. And then I told her like, hey, if you want to come back, we're not going to be together anymore.
Oh, wow.
And she was like, oh, okay, I'm not coming back. I said, okay, fine. And that was it. And that time, I ended up going celibate. I ended up like doing like a covenant. Let's say
what
that.
Is this?
Covenant. It's like a pact. I said, God, I'm not gonna have sex with anybody anymore. I need to go into like a season that I'm like, I need to know myself, learn how to live life without like, because I felt like my relationships with people was always like kind of like transactional. I was on something back. You know what I mean? Like, and I ended up like always like dating girls and one and another and another and another, and I was never happy. It was never enough. And I was in church. I was like super involved. I was serving. I was volunteering. I was doing everything. I was super like, focused on my spiritual side, on God and Holy Spirit and everything.
Well, after you broke up with this Brazilian girl, she moved back to Brazil. You made the decision that you don't want to date.
I didn't want to date anybody.
With anyone.
No, because I think those things were kind of like fogging my eyes, fogging the way I was seeing people in relationship. And
was it a hard decision?
Hell yeah, I cried so many nights though. I cried so many days and nights because of that decision, because I wasn't like meeting girls anymore. My thing that was like, when you like have a Tinder or like a dating app that you scroll, dopamine. I was doing that anymore.
What were you doing?
I was just focused on life, working, spirituality, going to church and coming back in. Even in church though, I was very like, like talking to a lot of people, right? Because that's my personality. But then was being intentional, like, hey, I want to like meeting people, but being kind of like standing on my ground, like, hey girl, how you doing, blah blah blah. But no, you're just gonna be friends, just friends. I don't want to like date anybody.
So like some girl would approach you and you would just keep it very distant.
Yeah,
like,
at distance, but I wasn't telling anybody. It was just kind of like a thing that I knew, and one or two like friends, close friends that actually at the time were like my leader in church, and another friend that was like older than me, that was kind of like an older brother, helped me to navigate that, because it was hard, man. Imagine like you're young, you without documents, wanting to marry somebody because that was like a important factor.
So you were on a student visa or something?
No, I came on a tourist visa, and I overstayed my visa.
Okay. Maybe this will cut it.
Pardon me. No, it's okay. You can leave it. I'm married now. I have documents now, but it's all good. And that's all legit. That's all legit.
Yeah.
Which is the most important thing.
What were the main challenges of this moment of like...
He had actually had a situation that I ended up like... It was right after this girl went back to Brazil. I ended up dating a girl. My bad. I forgot. And I dated this girl. This girl was kind of ugly. She was Chinese. She was kind of, but she was like nice. But she ended up like breaking up with me because I didn't smoke weed, and I had and I was Christian, and she wasn't none of those.
Okay.
And then after that, it's like, you know what? I need to do this like celibate thing. And then I ended up doing it. And
did you have someone like suggest you, or you came out with this?
No,
Like,
I knew that was like a thing that I would need to do it at some point. That was something that was always bugging me. Like, hey, this thing, what you're doing is not working, because people, and I'm talking about myself, but I know that happens to a lot of people. People, when they start having sex, first thing, they getting intimacy.
Yeah.
They don't have affinity. When you get to know the person, that's what you build, affinity. But when you have sex before building affinity, you're just building intimacy.
Can you have the two things together? No?
You will.
You can have sex and then you build, no?
That's the problem. When you have sex first, you don't know if you're going to build affinity with the person. That's what ended up happening with the relationships. That's why relationships nowadays are so fluid. People don't stay together anymore because they don't know the person. They just have sex, and then 2, 3, 4 months, I don't really like this person. This person sucks.
What if you don't have sex? You build the affinity, but then you don't like the sex.
Man, I feel like sex. We say sex is very important, right? Yeah. It is, but once you have affinity with the person, I'm 100% that the sex is gonna be good. Because sex is about serving each other. You're gonna serve your partner. It's not about you serving yourself. That's the big misunderstanding in society nowadays, though. That's my point of view. I might be wrong. That's what I think. People want to get into relationships or having sex because they wanna seek pleasure.
You said, man, transactional. It's a transaction.
Yeah, it's transaction, right? It's not about you. It's about the other. While people keep getting into relationships, they want to seek pleasure. They not give the other person pleasure. Seek the other, like, hey, I want to make the other person happy.
Yeah.
That's why things are not working very well anymore, because people don't have the other person's interest in their mind. It's theirs. And instead of building affinity, because building affinity means like, I want to get to know the other person, what that person likes.
Without any sexual,
without anything back, anything in return. You know what I mean? Like, hey, what does this girl like? What kind of restaurant she likes to go? What kind of food? I want to like surprise her. You know what I mean? I want to give her like a nice flower. Does she like flower? Right? Like, for example, where she never been? I want to take her there.
Yeah.
Right? Like those kind of things.
Yeah.
You don't get those things when you build intimacy first, because it's not about them. It's about you. And the person is just an object. It can change the object, but it's gonna be the same, right?
It's self pleasure.
It's
through someone else.
There's a music that they say some people wanna use, and I forgot the music, but it's like some gonna use and some gonna abuse. You know, like I forgot the music, but like some people gonna get used, some people gonna get abused. That's how it is nowadays. But it's all good. It's their life. It's not mine.
Yeah, but man, I think you're onto something here.
Yeah,
I think you.
I ended up. I'm not saying that my life is perfect. My relationship is perfect, because it's not. Have flaws. We fight. We disagree.
Yeah.
But we love each other. We have a lot of intimacy and affinity too.
Yeah.
And everything's good. We try. When we fight, we try to like give each other's time. My wife went through a lot of hurdles because of me, right? Because she is a white girl from Oregon, a very like conservative area. For her to be with a guy that wasn't from America, an immigrant, it was a problematic relationship with her parents. So that means she was
getting out of her comfort zone.
Exactly. She was not in that relationship to be happy. She was there to make me happy. Of course, she was happy with me.
Yeah.
But she was worried. She was preoccupied with like, hey, I love this guy. I want to be with him, and my family doesn't like it. We have problems still nowadays with her family. You know what I mean? Like with all her family.
Yeah, but
it's tough.
Let's take a step back, bro. So you're doing this 2 years of celibacy.
Yes.
You're going to church. You're focusing on yourself, and then you meet.
Then I met my wife.
Your wife. How
it was a very interesting first few months. First thing is, I saw my wife as soon as I joined the church. She was beautiful, call up my eyes from afar. And then I told my leader, my Connect group leader, I said, Lucas, sorry, I'm saying his name. I said, Lucas, look at that girl. What about her? Before I go into celibate, as soon as I joined the church, like, Lucas, what about the girl? He's like, bro, this girl, she just moved from New York. She's kind of like, she's too much for you. She's like, we use a saying in Brazil, the saying, she's too much sand for your little truck.
How do you say in Portuguese?
É muita areia pro teu caminhão. It's like, she's too much for you. You can't handle it.
Well, why couldn't you handle it? Why?
Because I was kind of like, I didn't speak good English.
Okay.
I had no like job, like no like 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
I was doing gigs.
What were you doing?
I was driving for Uber. I was like doing bartending, like those kind of things. I was doing gigs. And he's like, bro, this girl, she has a good job, like she's a conservative girl, not gonna work. Then a few months later, a friend told me like, hey, why you don't invite Kat to drink coffee? Get to know her. And I was like, man, it took me like a few weeks. I was like, really? Should I? I don't think she's gonna do it. And I never had talked to her. Just like a brief interaction with a lot of people together.
Yeah.
And I invite her to have coffee next to her friend. It was a moment. Because, I was talking to everybody in church. So I need to play cool. So I went, talked to her. She was with her best friend at the time. It's like, hey, how you doing? How are you? Like, hey, how's it going? I was going, hey, would you want to, go grab coffee with me? She was like, yeah.
That's
sure,
cool.
Sure. She just say that, sure. And we did it, and we're still drinking coffee together nowadays. Now we're making coffee for each other. Yeah. That's how it started. It was fun. It was good. We took a long
What was the first thing that you liked about her, outside from her look?
She was very private. She still is very private. She's the type of girl, she wasn't like laughing to everybody. She was not approachable. She was kind of snob. I used to think she was so snob. Like, she was like always serious, nose pointing up, never like, laughing to everybody, not hanging out with a lot of people. And that was something that was like, I like that. Yeah. That's interesting. It's not the type of girl that's like with the big cleavage or like showing up everything that she has. Yeah. She was always more like private. And we started from there. We ended up like, dating for 8 months, no sex.
Okay.
We ended up getting engaged.
How was that? Like being with someone not
things got hot. Things got hot, right? Like as you date, like we date a lot inside the car. We did a lot of like into restaurants. But like the thing is, we knew because we both wanted that for ourselves. She was going to celibate as well, and I was going into mine. We ended up like doing this for our own purposes.
Yeah.
But when we ended up like talking about those things, we're talking about, man, my wife knows my whole life. My wife knows every flaw that I have, every single thing that I did, that I regret, that I don't, things that nobody else knows, she knows. Because at the time,
she accepted it.
Yeah, she accepted. You know, I felt like it was important to get into a relationship with a girl, with somebody that I wanted to stay my whole life. That, hey, you need to see the good and you need to see the bad, right? I have like things that, for example, I would say this here right now that I don't talk very much, but I'm an addict. I had problems with drugs.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and I told her.
This was in Brazil.
That was in Brazil, many years. You know, that's how my youth was. A lot of alcohol, a lot of weed, a lot of cocaine, a lot of those drugs that destroy one's life. And I ended up, quitting, seeking rehab.
Was it hard?
I went into recovery. Oh yes, it is hard up to today.
Really?
Yes. Oh yes.
Can you talk about that or?
Yeah, I can.
So what got you into? Well, I mean, obviously maybe your group of
problems.
Friends and.
What brought me into drugs?
Yeah.
Oh, hanging out with the friends that was available at the time. I feel like the area that I grew up, my neighborhood, everybody was using drugs.
So it was just normal for everyone.
It was normal. If you wanna fit in, you use.
Yeah.
It's like that's how it is. Still nowadays, people wants to smoke cigarette. People wants to drink because their friends all do. I was actually talking to a friend today. He's an older guy, like the same age as me. He was talking about that was a completely different subject. That was about working out because now he's doing triathlon. And he was like, Thiago, I lost so many years of my life partying because that's a thing that everybody else does over there.
Yeah.
People party, people live with their parents until like they're 30, 35, 40, right? They have relationships into relationships. They never marry, they never get into the next level, right? They get divorced even before they get married. You know what I mean? They have kids and end up breaking up.
Yeah.
So I'm just changing like the course of the subject. But yeah, all my friends used drugs at the time. It was really hard. I gave too much trouble to my family. That's why they stopped me. Let's put that way.
Did you have problems with the police and authorities?
I did problem with authorities. That was. I'll talking about the only thing I'm gonna talk about. That's the last time I had problems. That's what made me stop. I was smoking on my window because at the time I was living by myself on my mom's apartment. I was smoking on my windows, and then 2 kids underage, they stopped under my window and I was smoking weed, and they kept talking and I was like, hey, you know what, get away of here because I'm smoking, I don't want to have problem.
Yeah.
And the kids, no. I say, you know what, let's do this. If you want to smoke, I'll throw it away and you smoke later, but don't stay here. Like, let me smoke my thing, you come back later, do whatever you want. That's what I did. I said that. One of them told their parents. Their parents told the cop and the security at the time of my complex. That's how everything started. And they wanted to sue me. And then my dad was alive at the time. And it's fun. That's a story. They got me. I done therapy for many years before that. But my dad told me hey, that is a guy, he's a friend of mine. He's a very good therapist. He's specialized in dependency. Go do some sessions with him. And at the time, I had no option, right? Because I was about to be kicked out of my own apartment.
Yeah.
No, my own apartment, I was about to get kicked out and then being sued. That's kind of the leverage that I had, how the negotiation went down. My dad and my mom told me, you know what, you're going to do some therapy with this guy. Shout out to Armando. And this guy, at the time, he told me this. First or second, therapy sessions. He's like, you know what? Your situation at home, it's not good. Your dad doesn't want you to live with him. Your mom doesn't want her, she doesn't want you to live with her. So there's no you're about to become a homeless, basically.
Oh wow.
I don't think the thing was supposed to get to that point, but that's what he said. He said, you know what? There is a place where people are recovering from drugs. There are a place there people are seeking help. They changing their life, this and that. And I'm cool. he said, you know what? Do you want to stop? He asked me. I said, no, I like it. I like to feel good. I like the way I feel. I like those things. I actually didn't. I just did like the way I feel. I did like the way I used to feel back in the day. But I didn't like the process of going get the drug. I didn't like after the get the drug. I didn't like the friends that I was hanging out with because they all like super like nocive people, like, negative. I just didn't see it at the time. And then he told me this: start going to those meetings. It's called NA, Narcotics Anonymous. He said, like, start going to these meetings because that's the only way you're gonna kind of like clean your image with your family and with the people on your condo, with the landlord, not the landlord, but the guy that that takes care, and the cop and the security guys.
Was it uncomfortable going to these meetings?
In the beginning, it was hard. It was kind of like very uncomfortable because you're going to a place full of people, like 5, 6, 10 people in a room that doesn't know you, that knows you there because you are in trouble, because you have problems with the law.
Yeah.
And you need to tell your story. And it's funny because once you get there, before you even tell your story, you hear their story. And then you think like, oh, these people, they know me. Somebody told them my story. And they tell me everything that has happened to them. It's the same that's happening to me right now.
Exactly the same.
It's similar with their like different nuances, right? And I was like, man. But that was the only way out of, like getting better with my family. I ended up going and kept going. And I ended up making friends and,
And you changed your environment.
And I changed my environment, yes. And then the whole life changed,
What would you say? I'm curious about this, the role of Armando. What would you say like were the main lessons that you learned from this
that guy, he's so smart. He's still a friend nowadays. He's still a good friend. We did therapy the process of moving to Miami, he was involved in that process.
Really?
But he wasn't saying that I should move from the state. But whatever, I'll come back to that later. But I mean, Armando was very smart. He had like a very good way, and he used to tell me, I'm not a therapist, I'm a life coach. He changed the way you like things.
Yeah. Because sometimes therapists, you close yourself.
Exactly.
You're like, oh, I'm crazy. I have problems.
You got it. That's how we used to think about. Like, therapy. No, I'm not crazy. It's like, I'm a life coach. I help you to optimize your life out there. Everything that we talk here, you help you to see with more clarity, see amazing. A different way of seeing things and all that stuff. Because he wasn't there to make decisions for me. Because at the end of the day, I was the one making my own decisions.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, but he was there to show me that I could, do different. Like even if I want to do that, it's okay. But hey, that might happen. Because he had he was older than me. He had more experience in life. He was wisdom. He knew, because in life, the stories repeats itself all over the place. My dad used to say that the shit is the same. The only thing that changes is the flies. The flies around the shit. Which is like the characters around change.
But the content is the same. The content
is the same. And Armando was the guy that was he was impartial. He wasn't my dad. He wasn't my mom. He wasn't somebody that had emotional connection with me. Right? So anything that he was saying, it was I was taking into consideration, and that's how he went.
Was he the one that also supported you during the celibacy moment?
No, Armando. No, this was when my early 20s that happened. The celibate I ended up doing in 2017, 10 years ago. Okay, I was 28.
Okay.
So this was in my early 20s.
Okay.
Armando was good. Actually, coming back to the Armando situation, 2 years ago, I was doing therapy with Armando again. He's very busy. He works in a rehab clinic. But we ended up finding time to do therapy. And I was like, Armando, I don't like San Francisco anymore. I'm not happy here. My wife doesn't like here anymore as well. I need to change a few things. I feel like I was telling him everything, my work, my church, my life, everything. And he's like, maybe you don't need to change everything. Maybe just change the neighborhood. Because we had bought a home and we had moved from the area that we used to live. I used to be close to all my clients and all that stuff. I moved a little further away. And then I was like, maybe you live in an area that you don't like as much. That's why your life is a little harder. You're not enjoying. Move to a better neighborhood, to a different neighborhood. I'm like, okay. I ended up changing state. And I told him later, actually, he grew up.
I moved neighborhood.
I moved like state.
I moved, yeah.
Fun fact, this guy, Armando, he grew up here in Miami.
No way.
Yeah.
He's Brazilian, but grew up here?
Yeah, he lives in Brazil for many years. He's American. Yeah, it's not about him, but okay. I met him like a few months ago when I moved here.
No way, man.
Yeah. He knows everywhere. His dad lives here. His dad is American. Yeah, he knows everybody. Like that's old school here from Brazil.
Let me ask you something, man. I'm curious about this. So I've been to Brazil. Obviously, I'm not like super knowledgeable about the culture, but what I've seen is sometimes there's a little bit of machismo culture, and if someone, for example, like shows vulnerability or is doing therapy and all of that, it's not looked nice, especially if it's a man. It's the same in my country, so
yeah.
I think there's a lot of
people
similarities.
Makes you feel bad because you're seeking help.
So was there a challenge for you?
Yes and no. Yes, because I understood that this is a matter of like maturity. People that are not mature, they're gonna make fun of you for you to seek help, right? That's how it is. And it was hard because I couldn't rely on my friends to talk about those certain things. They didn't support me. But it was easy because I didn't have to talk to them. So what did I do? I ended up finding new friends, right? Like life plays out by itself.
Yeah, it's a natural
the natural course. Yeah, I ended up like changing people, places, and habit. Those three things changed my life completely. People, place, and habits. Once I start changing those things, my life turned around.
Is that when you got into like working out and?
I always worked out. I grew up doing sports and everything, but like when I stopped using drugs, that's when I like, man.
More intentional.
Yeah, with my I was like 19, 20. That's when I really like took that super serious. I wasn't missing anymore. I wasn't like just working out just for the carnival. I was working out because they told me, find a routine, make yourself a routine. Go talk to the front desk. Go talk to the people in the gym. So, because for me, going to a place that you don't know anybody into a gym was hard. And what they told me like, hey, go get to know the person in front of that. Go talk to the person that trains over there that you see every day. Go in the same time. Then you ended up like making connections with people. That was like, almost 20 years ago. But I was training before. I used to train, but it wasn't something that's like I was sticking with it. But at my 19, 20, that's when things like really clicked. And then I kept going. Yeah, and my dad used to love that I work out, and he used to tell me like he used to push me like, hey, do push-ups. He used to introduce me to his friends. They were like very good. My dad was the first person to kind of like when I was 16, 17, because I wanted to be strong. And he's like, hey, let's meet my friend. His friend was like
bodybuilder?
Not a bodyguard, safeguard, the guys on the beach. And then he's like, hey, drink this, eggs and maltodextrin, this and that. Those things back in the day, supplementations back in the day in Brazil, taste terrible. But I ended up doing some things. I like the eggs, only the whites and stuff. That was something that I wasn't able to do back in the day, like drinking 7, 10 eggs. But it's like, if you want to build muscle, that's what you need to do. Albumin, that's what it's called, at least in Brazil. But yeah, my dad was like, hey, you want to do this? Let's go. Like,
so he was into like exercise, your dad? My dad,
he was when he was younger, but at his older age, he was a little overweight. He was struggling with like a big belly. He was all inflamed. My dad had hepatitis C. That's who he ended up like dying from. But yeah, he lived life too fast. That was the problem.
So okay, man, we're back in San Francisco.
Okay.
You
fast forward.
You guys, we're going back and forth. But you're with your woman. You got married. You have a girl.
A girl, daughter? Yeah, Capri.
Okay.
An 18 months old girl.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And how was the birth of your daughter? What moment was that?
Man, that was cool. That was a good thing to be part of. You know, the birth of a life, of a life that we created together. You know, my wife, and I, she bare my daughter like for 9 months in her belly. Man, that was tough. That was hard, but it was cool. See, like it was like a unique moment. Honestly, I I would do it all over again. Yeah, hell yeah, of course. That was fun to be part of because it was like the doctor, me and my wife. That's it, doing the labor. Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. And
so that was San Francisco, and then
San Francisco in the Bay Area.
How did you guys get to Miami? Because you moved from there to here.
No, we came to Miami 2 years ago to visit. We liked it. We liked it a lot. My wife was the type of person that she used to talk shit about Miami. Oh, Miami, it's like everything bad happens in Florida. But when we came to Miami, she ended up liking it. We went to Wynwood. We went to those areas that's very tourist. We liked it. But we never actually clicked. We never let's move to Miami. She said we went to Coral Gables. She loved Coral Gables.
Okay.
The Miracle Mile. Yeah. We walked the Miracle Mile. She loved it.
Yeah.
And at the time I was like, Coral Gables, okay, fine. But a year ago when my mom came to visit us in Mother's Day, something clicked. I was talking to my mom about having a spa in Miami. We were playing because my mom like those procedures like Botox and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, yeah, mom, we can have a spa in Miami one day in 10 years from now. And then I was like, in the back of my mind, I was like, why wait 10 years? Your mom's already old. My mom's already old, 65. I'm going to wait 10 years if I can move today. The process thinking was like that, right? But having a home, having a family, having a job, all those things, that transition takes time. But once I decided in my mind, I spoke to my wife. I was like, hey, what do you think about? Let's move to Miami. I'm done here. We don't like it anymore. And before that, we went to visit Utah, Colorado, Oregon. We went to different states to see if we would find a nice area.
Chapter.
Yeah. And all those places, we loved it. Beautiful places, but we never felt called to it. But Miami was a place that was like, it's warmer, cool. People dress nice. People, are kind of healthier.
Yeah.
They look good. They dress nice. All those things. And then my wife was like, yeah, let's do it. Warmer, close to Brazil. Latin culture, close to New York. It's more like the same vibe as New York. In California, the vibe is different. And we made the decision. But my sister had moved to America 3 years ago.
Okay.
2 years ago, 2 years and a half, 3.
Where is she now?
She's in California now. And my sister was living close by. And my sister said, and I said, hey, Paula, we want to move to Miami. You want to come with us? She's like, she was a little I'm not sure, let's do it, not sure, let's do it. And then when she ended up coming with that stupid idea, but we loved it. She was like, you know what? My son's in school right now, João, my nephew. She was like, why you don't go to Brazil? You don't have to pay rent anymore. You don't have to pay mortgage because you're going to rent your house. You don't have to pay anything. Go to Brazil 3 months until the end of the year.
You save money.
You will save money because I would not be working anyways. But you're gonna save money, not gonna have to pay much. And while my son finishes school cycle, and then in December you move to Miami, and I'll meet you guys there. We ended up going to Brazil, spent 3 months in Brazil. We loved it. My wife loved it. I loved it. It was so fun. Your wife
liked it?
Hell yeah, bro. We were balling out, eating out every night. We buying a lot of clothes. She likes to the vibe.
Uh-huh.
People are so friendly. Food is amazing.
It is.
3 months later, we ended up moving to Florida. We went to Fort Lauderdale. We were looking for places. We ended up finding this place in Coconut Grove, between Coconut Grove, Coconut Grove and Coral Gables. And we moved there, but my sister hadn't come.
Is she going to, or?
I want to believe that she won.
Okay.
That she will come, but I don't know yet. She's still undersized, so we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
And then, man, I wanted to know, like, we haven't said, you said a little bit, but you're a personal trainer. So
I'm a personal trainer. I'm a health coach. Yes.
Yeah. So
I train people for a living.
What do you like about your job? What makes you like wake up in the morning and be like energetic about that?
Yeah, I wake up in the morning very happy because I'm about to change people's life. I'm about to change the way the perception they have for themselves, the way they see the world, the confidence of people when they train. It changed though. And I tell people, as long you just need to like work out to feel good, to look good. Everything else is gonna fall into place.
Yeah.
And things happen. Work hard, be precise, be intentional, and with exercises, that's how it works. The more you do, the more you get out of it. And of course, we need to be intentional with recovery and all that stuff, with the sleeping, with the diet. But yeah, the more you do, the more you get out of it. That's simple.
What sort of trainer are you? Like, if you were to say, like, your expertise or what you like to focus on, what is it?
I'm a strength and conditioning coach.
Okay.
And I do a lot of glutes. I help girls to build glutes. I train a lot of couples as well. I train and condition and like functional exercise. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much it that I do.
Okay.
It's like, training, it's in a form of expression though. The more you do, the better you get. I tell people all the time, because we ended up training people that are like a little older that doesn't have a lot of experience, right? That's why they want a personal training. And training high achievers, people that are successful, can be a little frustrating for them because they used to do good in life. And once they start something new, they're terrible. They suck at it.
And they don't like to go through that process.
But I tell them, if you want to have this body, a body like mine, do 5 years every day what you're doing today. And you're going to get way better. You're going to be like very good. And maybe you don't need training anymore. But I'm sure you will want some personal training. Because it's not only about the training method. It's about the accountability. It's about the relationship that you build. Mm-hmm. The longer relationship you have with your trainer, the better the training going to be. Trust me. Ask any person that does personal trainer. The longer they are with their like coach, the better is their training. Because they evolve. The relationship as well evolve.
They evolve together.
They learn.
Get a better trainer
because
as a trainer. And
it's about like you learn about the client and the client learn about you. The client sees that you're evolving as a trainer as well. Yeah, it's a very rewarding career.
Huh.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself like if you have like a goal, a dream or something like that? What does Thiago want to do like in the future?
In the future? Oh man, I want to have my own business. I see myself or having like a private gym or even having a spa or like something related with like, fitness, but also related with massage, something related with like aesthetics, like Botox, all those things that like, women and men nowadays are like seeking more because I feel like it's not only about training anymore, right? Like we talking a lot more about longevity. People want to look good for a longer time. You want to look good when you're 40, when you're 50, when you're 60. Yeah. Right? And training is one very important pillar, but also everything that's like outside the gym is important. You know what I mean? Like nowadays you can get like drips, like with like extra energy, NAD. Mm-hmm. Now people are talking more about peptides, hormone replacement, all those things that helps you to have like a longer quality of life, like quality of life for longer.
For a longer time.
Yes. Yeah. So everything that's like about fitness and like life, I'm in. And of course, I want to grow on the internet. That's a whole nother like, You'll
get there, man. You got the personality.
Yeah. Hopefully people see my personality and they see what I'm doing is with good intentions, with a pure heart. And I just want to like add value to their lives,
Let's go, man.
Yeah.
Something that I like to ask, so we're almost done here, is, so the whole idea of this podcast is the hero journey is like a person's journey through challenges, obstacles, lessons, and all that. If you were to say like a moment where you had like a moment of darkness that you had to overcome an obstacle, a challenge, what was it and what lessons did you learn?
Everything in life, it happens to build you, not to break you. And I had many times of like dark seasons, and I learned, there's the one thing that I learned, I don't know if you're gonna like translate nice, but I don't know how it is heaven. but I know how it is hell, and I don't want to come back to that. Once you live life like hell, you do everything and anything on your power to get close to heaven. You know what I mean? You want to have a good life. You want to live with people that wants the best for you and want the best for people, right? You don't want to be around negativity. Now, after all the struggles, all the breakthroughs that I faced in life, the challenges, the hardships and everything, every time I came out of like a hardship, I'm stronger, I'm better, and I'm able to conquer more and to succeed for the next level. They say that next level, next devil. Right? It's like in video games.
You get to the next.
The next phase has a stronger
Once you pass that, you get.
That's how life is.
More skills, more.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I like that, man.
Yeah.
If you want to conclude, I give you like full freedom to say, share whatever you want to share, message, and also how can people reach out to you if they want to reach out to you. You got like full control.
Man, thanks so much for the platform. And I think I said enough, to be honest with you. But hey, guys, if you guys want to learn and have personal training or like online coaching or anything related to fitness, go on my Instagram page, Thiago with H, Isabel with Z. That's it. Go to my Instagram, and over there, I don't hold anything. I share everything that I know about training, diet, lifestyle, over there. And I'm here to be a tool for people to get to the next level. Okay? It's not only about training, it's about life. If you need a person that gonna like tell you the truth, tell things that's like that I face, I can only talk about from my experience, my point of view. And if I can help, I will. If I don't know how to help, I'll tell, hey, I might point you in the right direction.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
Brother, thank you very much. I enjoyed your energy.
Thanks so much for having me, bro.
Your story, and keep on going, man.
Yes.
I support the journey.
Cool.
Let's go. Thank you, guys. Thank you for watching. Follow this guy.
Yep.
Ciao.